Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the numpties. Ah, it's f***ing wet. And the award for biggest supporting numpty goes to... It's boys Jules, Ben and Peter. And now applause. And the award for the biggest, most stupid, most horrible numpty ever goes to... It's Jack the f***ing Jobber. Applaud for the wet numpty thing. Oh. Now I know you're still f***ed off about this whole heel turn shtick, so I won't stop until those accountable f*** off themselves. Vince McMahon likes big sweaty men. Vince McMahon likes big sweaty men. Vince McMahon likes big sweaty men. Hello, I'm King Ross, you're my LOL subjects, and yes, of course I had to do something a little bit special for that edition of Vince McMahon likes big sweaty men, because, no doubt with Big Cass and Bigger Big Show, that is the biggest edition of Vince McMahon's big sweaty men we will ever see. And no doubt also, upon the sight of seeing those two massive sweaty men rolling around in the ring, Vince McMahon's great balls of fire were exploding all over Michael Hayes' velveteen hat. Elias Sampson needs to wish these pie hole this sweaty mark and stop asking us who wants to walk with them. Who would want to walk with Elias after the direction his feud with Finn Balor went? It went from being a potential pay-per-view match to a throwaway match on an episode of WWE RAW. I'll tell you why, cause ha 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 lol, can't sing, can't play guitar, make a noose for your scarf. That's horrible, that. Corey Graves is the heel commentator, Booker T is the babyface commentator. So why then, when Elias Sampson, a heel, gets cut off by your boy Finn Balor, a babyface, is heel commentator Corey Graves overjoyed by this fact, and babyface commentator Booker T sad that babyface is cutting off heel? I hope that made sense. It did when I wrote it down earlier. Now I know, do not shoot me down. I know that Corey Graves has always had an irrational hatred for Elias Sampson stemming back to their NXT days, but hear me out. First of all, not everybody watches NXT, not everybody has the WWE network, so not everybody will get it, and second of all, Corey has cooled off this irrational hatred since the pair have been on the main roster, so the point stands, I'll read. The point I'm trying to make is not everybody is singing from the same hymn sheet in a joke that would work if Elias Sampson was a choir boy, but he isn't, the useless sack of shit. I can smell money. Yes, Booker T making a f***ing mockery of the English language once again when he claimed that Elias Sampson is looking to put himself in contentionship for something. Yes, thank you, Corey Graves, for jumping all over his useless arse. Contentionship is not even a word, and with using words like contentionship, Booker T should be putting himself in contentionship for the f***ing sack. But with that utter shithouse David Otunga, his only feasible replacement, Booker could speak f***ing Klingon for the entire episode if he wanted to, and he'd still end up keeping his job. That's how bad Dave Otunga is. Finn, body lad doing that on international television is going to get you in shit, my friend. You know that old saying, there's only a few inches between a pat on the back and a finger in the arse? Well, that applies here, because it turns out there's only a few inches between the final deletion and the final solution. Next, we move on to Jeff Hardy in the moment. He said that maybe after failing to capture the tag team championships, the Hardy Boys should fade away and classify themselves as obsolete. Oh my god! You want to f***ing watch your mouth, Jethro, that bastard. I will be swooping in and making you run for the potty seat. Oh. Seriously though, with this and with Matt using the word broken in his promo, the Hardy Boys must have reached some sort of breakthrough with NWA, TNA, Impact, Global Force Wrestling, whatever the f*** they're called, and this is very nice. Next we move on to Michael Cole in the moment. He claimed that the tag team Iron Man match at Great Balls of Fire was the greatest Iron Man match he has ever been a part of, even though he was plonked at ringside next to Taz on an episode of SmackDown for Brock Lesnar versus Kurt Angle in an Iron Man match. What the f*** are you talking about, Maggle? I tell you what, I've not researched this, but I bet it's true. If you go back to the episode of Raw after Sasha Banks and Charlotte's Iron Man match, I bet Maggle said exactly the same thing about their match, even though we know it's not true. Liar, liar, Great Balls of Fire. Nah, liar, liar, Maggle calls a c***. Fucking hell, didn't WWE open up a minefield when Maryse claimed she couldn't have achieved her Mizzy for being the most beautiful, gorgeous and sexy leading lady in WWE without The Miz? Now, being beautiful and gorgeous and sexy, as I well know, is down to genetics and nothing else. You gotta get a few cosmetics in there for sure, but the foundation of everything is genetics. So here, Maryse, to me, a hack, was claiming that The Miz is not only her husband, but a fucking father. Oh, and I don't mean daddy in the Marty Scales sense. So the first time on Raw last night that they announced there's going to be an update with Braun Strowman, Corey Graves also announced that nobody's heard from the man or seen the man. So then, if you haven't heard from the man or seen from the man, how can you have an update on that man? Why is Corey Graves such a stirrer these days? He's that big of a stirrer, I'm going to start calling him f***ing Norris, the no-good busybody.
Lovely, lovely, lovely.
What the f*** is Booker T wearing compression stockings for? Has he got varicose veins? Well, let's find out by looking at the causes, shall we? You get varicose veins for being female, having a close family member with varicose veins, being old, being overweight, having a job that involves long periods of standing up, being pregnant, and other conditions. Well, yes to all of them. Have you ever noticed that Goldie's finisher from Raw this week is the club's magic killer, but without somebody holding the legs up? Seeing Goldie do this all on his lonesome doesn't half make the club seem shit, doesn't it? And why, when Goldust hit this move, did Corey Graves, sorry, Norris, why the f*** did Norris say that he was doing it on his partner? The Golden Troop split up ages ago, you stirrer. Stop making up to sound clever. Next, we have Roman Reigns and the fact he got a pop from you senseless marks. Attempted vehicular homicide on a man that he lost a match to fairly. Less than 24 hours earlier, that happened, and he still gets cheered. What the f*** is the crap with that? And what was worse was the fact that the authorities knew where he was at that moment when he came out to confront Brock Lesnar, and they didn't do anything about it. He fled the scene, he broke the law, he ran away, but they still didn't come and catch him. Is nobody seeing what I'm seeing here? Arrest that f***er and put him in the Punjabi, just the normal prison will do. Knock him up and throw him with a bastard key. Next, we stick with that big sweaty dog in the moment he claimed that Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman and Kurt Angle were all part of the Attitude Era. Angle? Fair f***s. He was there. Heyman? Fair f***s as well. He did a bit of commentary and whatnot. But Lesnar debuted almost a full year after the Attitude Era died. Everybody recognizes WrestleMania 17 as the night the Attitude Era died, and Brock didn't debut till 12-13 months later. But of course, this isn't Roman we should be picking fault at. It's the f***ing writers that came up that line and fed it to him f***ing senselessly. Fire that bastard because he's working for WWE and doesn't know some recent WWE history. Numpty! Now I know I have to address this or you marks will all get your knickers in a twist, but Brock Lesnar saying shit on WWE RAW is not a WTF moment. He's done it before, he'll do it again. He's the only person, seemingly, that's allowed to do it, so just get over it, alright? With perks like this, I suppose you could say that life's pretty rosy for Brock. Do you get it? Shit. Rosy, superhero in trait. Oh, f*** off. Give me fucking strength, Lord Almighty. At the end of this fucking segment, Roman Reigns was rewarded for attempted vehicular homicide with an opportunity at Samoa Joe, which is in turn an opportunity at Brock Lesnar's Universal title. So the moral of this story is, lads, attempt fucking murder, you'll get rewarded in wrestling. Kurt Angle tickling our balls in segments like this does not work, lads. It just doesn't work at all. WWE just need to take a leaf out of TNA's book here and have these segments between Graves and Angle shot by somebody that they don't know is there. Angle stood there saying, "Ooh, I might keep this a secret. Ooh, I might go public with this," surrounded by thousands of pounds of lighting with a massive HD camera in his face and what is essentially a stage. It's a movie set essentially, and he's giving out all his secrets. It just doesn't make any sense, does it? If he wants to keep it a secret, why would he bring it up in front of a massive fucking camera which he knows is going to be shown to a global audience in the first place? Tell me why. Ain't nothing but a heart. You get it? Backstreet Boys. Alicia Fox letting her rival Cedric Alexander know he's got a booger on his nose is her way of trash talking, apparently. I tell you what, she should stop picking on him. And hey, Alicia must be a quick runner. It's a wonder she caught that because Cedric's nose was clearly running. What is the crap with this new craze sweeping through WWE at the moment that sees a superstar that has just been crotched on the top rope, gets stuck. First it was AJ Styles on SmackDown way back when, and this time on Raw, Neville was crotched and seemingly stuck, looking at Cesaro in the face going, "Nah, mate, Devon, hit it, please. I don't want to get hurt." While he was straddling the top rope, and I'm just sat there like, Neville, get off, you f***ing numpty. You're not stuck there unless your great balls are f***ing Velcro instead of fire. Next up, we have Bray Wyatt being meaningless and nonsensical when he doesn't have to be meaningless and nonsensical whatsoever. Why, when he's backstage doing his little "I'm here" thing, does he blow out his lantern when he re-emerges out the entrance ramp with the lantern back on? Surely you should just keep it on. As we all know, when you turn things off and on like that, it just wastes the bastard battery. And I know he's called the Eater of Words, but think about the f***ing polar bears, you numpty. Again, WWE filming Kurt Angle while he's on the phone taking a private phone call in which he says he loves somebody. Who could it be? Is this not the most overt form of phone hacking we've ever seen? Or what? Just leave the poor bastard alone, or you'll end up like Piers Morgan, being a massive c***. Children, he hacked phones. And we end with Bray Wyatt and the fact he's won 2 matches in one day, essentially. You need to grab 2 of each animal and head for the bastard border and never f***ing come back, because this is Bray Wyatt winning 2 matches in one day. The end is nigh, the end is nigh, f***ing run away, the end is nigh. In fact, the end is now. Goodbye, but I leave you with something to ponder, I do, you loyal subjects. Kurt Angle is going to reveal who this mystery person is next week. The way he said "I love you" to this person at the close of this week's show, with Kurt Angle being a heterosexual male, to me says that it's a lady. Dixie Carter has just been shoved in everybody's consciousness with her appearance in that Kurt Angle documentary on the network, and next week Raw is in Nashville. If she's the woman that Kurt
You there, do you want to prove you're a wrestling smartass? Then answer me this. Who was the first Alliance invader to win a championship in the Invasion storyline? It was Mike Awesome, it was the Hardcore Championship. Did you get it? I don't care. To test yourself and whatever friends you might have, buy the new WhatCulture Wrestling trivia game available at shop.whatculture.com.